Welcome to Module 2. The earlier module, Module 1, we have dealt with basic concept of human resource management, the objectives, the models, the guest model, the competency model of Dave Ulrich, and we have distinguished between the traditional HRM and the modern, what we talk about, strategic HRM. We have discussed about the Warwick models. Second, the model 2, we want to integrate, we want to study how the HR strategy and the business strategy can be integrated. Basically, we are understanding how we can link the HR strategy with the business strategy. HR is nothing at all different or outside a company or a business. Okay, it's very much integral part of a company, of a business. So we must understand that how these two are related. Strategic HRM. So, what is it? We have started what is HRM. We know it. What is HRM? It is recruiting, it is training and development, compensation, employee relations, feedback, retention of employees, all these things. But when we come to the strategic HRM, let's focus on Gary Dessler's phenomenal, one definition of strategic human resource management. Okay, so strategic human resource management means formulating and executing human resource policies and practices that produce employee competencies, behaviors that a company needs to achieve its strategic aims. Basically, here strategic HR, we know all the functions of HR, we know what the company wants. So, what we have to do? Develop the competency, develop the behavioral skills of the employee so that they can not only attain the business goal but carry forward the legacy of the company, carry forward the culture of the company, carry forward the principle and the values of the company, value system of the company, and turn the company into employee well-being welfare company. Okay, so this is according to the definition, it includes four elements over here. The first thing is that the fundamental source of organization's competitive edge is highlighted as being its human resource. Okay, so when we talk about, according to this definition, it is much more explained in these four steps. We mainly focus on human resource, not employees, not workforce. We talk about human resource. They are our valuable assets. Okay. Next, it shows activities showcase the HR initiated policies and practices. We talked about practices in traditional HRA. Now we are talking about initiatives. Now we are talking about policies, how we are going to benefit. Third, it mainly focuses on the vertical match between all the HR functions and the organization business strategy. That means we need to match. If we talk about the policies, then how it is matching the business strategy. If we are talking about the initiatives, how it is matching the HR strategy, business strategy. So this matching is done, which the definition says. And the last one, people, procedures, patterns, and purpose. All are purposeful. So, what strategic HRM is doing? Actually, they are aligning, amalgamating the people, which is the employees, the process, as well as the patterns. And understanding the entire thing, the patterns, would actually help us to fetch or understand the business strategy. And once you understand the business strategy along with the people, process, and plan, you can go alongside, aligned in aligned manner. The integration. As the topic says, integrating HR strategy with business strategy. So, what is this integration over here? Integration is as business understands the external environment, we also need to understand the external environment. That means that we means the HR department or the HRs of our company need to understand the external environment. What is the external environment? What is the job market today? How are the employees today? Impact of competition. If the business understands what is the competitive market, then each department will understand what is the competition among the people over here. Now, for a particular application, you can see for one particular post, 500 applications are coming. So, how is the competition? So, it is not the competitive to analyze the competitive market. It is only the role of the company to understand. No. Only business will understand the competition? No. The HRs must understand what is the competition in their own field. Long range focus. The company understand what is the, suppose the MD of the company is not a HR. The MD of the company understands that, down the line, 5 years, 6 years, what is going to happen, how we are going to plan. Similarly, an HR department also need to understand, if I recruit an employee today, how will it benefit in the the coming 5 years? If I take this policy, if I draft this policy for the HR, then how it is going to impact in the coming days? Fourth, choice and decision making focus. As the business focuses on the particular choice, a single wrong choice can ruin a long running business. We all know that. Similarly, a single choice of a particular initiative, a single choice of an employee can ruin the entire batch. So it's very important. Consideration of all personnel. When the strategy is made, all the personnel sit together from the HR department, from the marketing department, from the finance department, from the operations, from the logistics, sit together, make the decisions over there. So consideration of all personnel. So when you talk about the HR department, we need to sit together. It should be inclusive, and understanding and decision making should be inclusive. Integration with corporate strategy. When the business is running, so the business leaders of the company, the leaders of the company, they focus on, how to integrate with corporate strategy. That means, suppose I am having a cement company, so I need to adjust according to the cement sector of my zone. The same thing happens with HR. If I'm working in the HR department, then I need to align my strategies or my pay scales according to the sector of my zone. As I said, if I'm working in a cement company and my company is situated in a place A, and there in this particular place A, there are five cement companies, then I have to understand or incorporate or integrate with the corporates of other people, how they are playing with them, how they are paying, okay, how they are, the initiatives that they are taking for the welfare of the employees. Establish linkage between HR policies and practices with overall organization aims in the environment. Similar way, when the organization drafts a policy, what happens? It takes care that it aligns with the environment. When the HR establishes a policy or drafts a policy, then it must also take care how it is going to help the society, the organization, and the environment. Suppose if I say that today the the HR has made a plan that they will be, for this 1 month, totally they will be focusing on eco-friendly products. Eco-friendly products. Now, this is a policy or initiative from the HR department, and this has been announced in the company. So, how it is going to align with the environment, that we need to show. Competency based performance measure. Now, competency means, as a company also, what happens, they also they also find out how the company is performing based on statistics, based on the measures. Similarly, HR department, how it is performing, how it is growing, how employees reacting, is also based on measures which we discussed, that is metrics. Principles while integrating HR strategy and business strategy. Now, if you want to integrate the HR strategy with the company, the main company's leadership and the main company's business strategy, what we need to do is that we need to focus on certain principles. Okay, some 10 principles over here. The principle of comprehensiveness. That means we need to align together. It is not that HR department is different. No, HR department is equally connected to the business. Okay, so we need to understand that we have to follow the goals of each other. We have to understand the goals of, not follow the, understand the goals of each other. Principle of coherence. Now, in this principle of coherence, what happens? That allocation of HR and operations are combined to form a meaningful whole. You have to understand each are related to one another. If the logistic doesn't perform, if the if the department doesn't perform, then what's the use of a logistics? If the logistic doesn't perform well, then what's the use of the marketing? If the logistic doesn't provide the service, or the suppose the productivity is very high, very good, but the logistics department has failed. When the logistics department has failed, then what will the marketing department do with all its ads and promotions? So we all are interconnected. We have to work in coherence. Third, principle of control. A controlling system should be there. Principle of communication. Free flow, transparent communication should be there between all the departments, between the leaders, between the management, so that the HR and the business strategy can be integrated. HR director, HR assistant managers, HR managers, HR executives need to talk with the leaders how we can incorporate all these things inside the company. Principle of credibility. The workforce has a faith in senior management and their plans. Unions we have seen earlier. Nowadays, I think unions have become. I mean, there are unions, but the intensity of the gheravs, the intensity of picketing, boycott, okay, losing the mandates, okay, the productive work days has become lessened today. Why it has become lessened? HR is playing a fabulous role over here. I think so, because when the clash was because earlier people used to think that management only thinks about themselves, they don't think about us. But gradually, the credibility has increased. Today, the HRs have played a vital role in helping employees have a faith in management. And that is why unions are there. But the pen down, slow down, picketing, boycotts have lessened. Principle of commitment. Employees are driven by the objectives. Now, principle of commitment, this should be there. Commitment should be only on the part of the business, commitment also should be part from the HR department. Principle of change. Now, as a HR, we need to understand things are changing, people are changing, environment is changing, society is changing, business is altogether changing. Now we need to align together and work. Okay, it is business. HR is not only about hiring and paying them and training them. It is more than that, beyond. Principle of competence. Competence is that for attaining a goal, what are the skills an employee should need? I have recruited an employee and he's a wonderful employee, he's working very well, but somehow what company is wanting he cannot give. So what we need to do, we have to talk to the company that for this particular thing, what are the skills you need? So they have given you the skills and you come up and you take the initiative that this person should be given these sort of skills in online courses and you give them the person that. The person becomes equipped. When the person becomes equipped, he can easily contribute to the company goals. Principle of creativity, definitely the creativity is not only the charge, or a company is not only the in charge. Leaders are not only in charge of creativity, even the HR department is also in charge of creativity, because they have the resource, they have the assets, they have the employees. So please take care just so that the employees can be creative. Okay. And the last one is the principle of cost effectiveness. Only the company doesn't think of, the leaders must not think of the cost effectiveness, cut down the cost or increase the cost. The HR departments equally should understand where the cost should be cut off, where it should be invested. Okay. Linking the HR practices and business strategy, the linkage we'll right now find out. One is the vertical fit, then is the horizontal fit, then is the external fit. Now, what is the vertical fit? How will fit means aligning. Here, the alignment of HR policies with the corporate strategy. Now, you have to frame the HR policies according to the corporate strategies so that everything can be aligned. This should not go, the corporate strategy wants different thing, HR is planning a different thing. No, it should be aligned. This is the vertical fit. It is the vertical, that means the HR department and the management department, I mean the corporate strategy, it should be aligned. Horizontal, this has to do with how seamlessly HR related operations flow into one another, mutual support of HR procedures. That means HR department, finance department, marketing department, this safety and safety department, the logistics department, everything should be aligned. It's a vertical fit. What the HR policies are making, that should be followed by all the departments equally. Okay. External fit. The third factor relates to how successfully HR initiatives meet external environments. Okay. Now the thing is that here you have to find out that the initiatives, the policies that HRs are meeting, how it is actually fitting the society, how is actually meeting the needs of the society. Suppose the minimum wages, what is has been stated today in our state, in our country, that is the minimum wage should be given to one of the employers or the one of the worker, one of the wage earner. If you give them, you're satisfying the environment, the society, so that societal rules. Environment is talking about climate and reducing the carbon footprint. So, what is the HR you are doing inside your company to reduce the carbon footprint? This is the external fit. Approaches of HR, SHRM. So these are some five approaches are there. Starts with performance-based approach. Now this is something a backward integration. Okay, it means that though is a traditional approach. Okay, so SHRM traditional means, I mean to say, is a basic. When you talk about SHRM, strategic HRM strategy, it's something is related to business and all these things. People first of all we focus on this one only, the performance. That means this method actually have a strong emphasis on the output. Okay, if the so it's a backward thing that if you keep the machines well, if you keep the system well, if you keep the personnel well, then the output will be good. Okay, so this is the strategic HRM. First model is performance based approach. If the performance is good, then everything is good. Now, how will make the performance good? You have to keep the machines, the technology, the personnel, and everything good. Then the outcome will be good. Commitment based approach. This is much of psychological. Okay, that means that employees must be dedicated, engaging. Okay, so if they are, they are much more engaged in the company, they will contribute more. They will be creative. They will give you more ideas. They will be, they will belong to the company. They will belong to the company. It's not only that they'll work and go home. They will belong to the company and they'll work further for the company. So this is the commitment based approach. Now, this is a resource-based approach. It's a much forward-looking approach of strategic HRM. It mainly focuses on emphasis given on using the input resources to accomplish the intended goal. That means, give as much as resources you can so that the output of employees can be good. What are the resources? Markets, study the market well, provide what they need, what the employees need, what all they need, give them that, and make them be good, and you get the result. Involvement based approach. Okay, now earlier it was commitment based approach, that means the devotion. Okay, if people are satisfied, they'll work well. Here is the involvement based approach. Now here it includes both psychological and the physical aspect. Now what is this thing? Employees involvement is paramount. Okay, in a management style. So what we can do is that, in recruitment, training, compensation, initiative, rewards, the communication should be very clear. It should have a clarity. That means people will be engaged or involved in your business when they will find a supportive culture, when they'll find people who are interested in your growth. Okay, I personally will be interested if my company takes care of my growth. I will never ever leave the company. Okay, so this is what involvement based approach is, that give appropriate support to the employees, take care of their growth, how they thrive, what else they need, and you increase their commitment. And once they increase their commitment, you get the result. Last is strategic match approach. Now, this method, which is more comprehensive, it known as the vertical integrated approach. The business climate is the main topic. The corporate and the HR strategist ready to carry out the business activities effectively in the light of quickly changing business environment. Now, here what the HR plays a good role is that market, as you're seeing today, is changing in a rapid way, in a rapid, that means, I mean to say, earlier it was 5 years down the line that one strategy was going in the market, and then after 5 years we see the strategies slowly changing, and nowadays even in a single line the strategies of the companies are changing. So you need to make employees ready for the market. So this approach is strategic match approach. That means you have to make the employees ready for the market so that they can match the competition, so that they can match the demands of the market. So these are all the entire thing about this integrating HR strategy with business strategy. So we have learned about the different approaches. We have learned about the principles of approaches, of how to integrate this entire business strategy and HR strategy. We have learned about the Gary Dessler may much related definition of strategic HRM and the principles. Okay, so these I think has given a comprehensive idea about not only HRM but strategic HRM and the integration with the business strategy today. So HR department is nothing different from a business, and rather every day HR departments are aligning much better with the corporate strategy. Thank you. I hope you have got an integrated approach and a comprehensive understanding of this module. Thank you.